Okay, so here we are with Jupiter in the second house. You know what? Actually, I like Jupiter in the second house better than Jupiter in the first house. You know, a lot of people talk about a lot of luck with Jupiter in the first house. But, you know, when you think about the houses, it depends on what planet is sitting there. In the houses, like the first house is more about how people see you. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what you have going on. Now, Jupiter in the second house is more about getting what you want. And you are a person that you do it big. You could do it grand. You know, you could be flashy, okay? And I feel like you could be even more flashier than the people with Jupiter in the first house. I really do. Even though Jupiter is there and the image of it is there. You actually, that's all it can be, is maybe an image or what they desire to have happen. People with Jupiter in the second house, they definitely could, they go after what they want, or they receive what they want by some type of method, maybe through their education, maybe through getting lucky, whatever. And they actually go for what they want in a very big, grand way. And you can get it. Like, you're going to be more likely to act on the opportunities that you have versus a person with Jupiter in the first house or third house. Because the opportunities are there, or you have to create your own opportunities. I would have to say the opportunities for Jupiter in the first house is more opportunities for Jupiter in the first house there. And there's definitely opportunities for Jupiter in the second house people. But I really feel like you do create a lot of your opportunities. Where, you know, if it's something that you want, you say, okay, you know what? I want to have a doctorate's degree. Then what you going to do? You're going to sign up for them classes. You're going to pay that money, even if you have to borrow the money, whatever, or you get a scholarship. It doesn't matter. And then you're going to complete it. And then you're going to be that doctor that you said you wanted to be. Okay. If you want to have a certain type of income each year, you're going to try to seek out those opportunities that's going to get you there. And this is the trick. You have to be willing to upgrade and expand yourself. I kind of feel like you guys will do it depending on what you have, what planet you have, and what sign when it's affiliated with Jupiter in the second house. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of times with Jupiter, you know, it's easy to see things that happens in a far out distance, or in a like the ladder. Does that make sense? A ladder amount of time that happens, that's meant to happen over time, and want it now. You get what I'm saying? So it could cause you to take on too much, you know, too much, and things become hard to handle. Okay, because you're always going to have the stuff that you have on your own plate to accomplish, and then the stuff that other individuals are putting on your plate as well. And you're saying, okay, yeah, I can do it, knowing or not realizing that you can't really do it in the amount of time that you thought. That's a very good thing to look at and notice here with Jupiter in the second house. There could be a lot that you want to accomplish, and then when you feel like, dang, it's taking me longer, or you get comfortable in it, it could cause you to start being lazy or not really going in with your full effort. If you're not conscious of this, you know what I'm saying, and not really accomplishing what you want. But if you really do allow yourself to expand past the way you always seen things, the way you always going about things, into allow yourself to expand into other areas, other fields, other techniques, different opportunities, and seeing those opportunities or whatever, and going for them, learning may be an important part. Because yeah, you might luck up, and you may get that job that you want, but then you find out that you have to work at a higher position to get raises. They may say, hey, you got to get this certification. You might have to finish college. I don't know. For an example, I know when I started working at a children's school some years back, you had to have an associate's degree at least to be the teacher, right? And they will hire you on the grounds that you're going to finish your associate's degree. You see what I'm saying? So I looked up because someone I knew put me in contact with the head person, the head director. She hired me because of my credentials that had nothing to do with school. And then under the grounds that I worked towards becoming a teacher. You get what I'm saying? So you'll find in me not doing that, okay, I will not get paid. I will stay at the same pay. My raises will be limited, things of that nature, because they call you in for evaluations to see what your progress is. So you may luck up and you may get something, but you have to keep expanding on that possibly. And this is where Jupiter and second house could get frustrated, because they can be like, well, dang, I wasn't intending on finishing up. I just, thought that I was going to get in and it was going to go this way, it was going to go that way. So initially you could get lucky, but then you have to finish it off by expanding. You get what I'm saying? Expanding past what you know. Jupiter is about learning. People don't talk about that. Your luck comes with how you're able to deal in your situations. Your blessings, people think a lot of times that blessings just come in. They can. So you could get lucky here and there, like getting lucky to where someone hands you something or offers you something, like some old furniture, but it happens to be antique. You get what I'm saying? Like you need money to pay something and you don't have it, and boom, the person you ask has it. Or they'll say, you know what? We're going to let you give you the scholarship, or we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And you luck up and you get it. You see, you can get those things. But at some point, in order to keep that luck, in order to keep that momentum, you have to expand in some sort of way. And Jupiter, people get complacent. They get stuck sometimes because they are in their comfort zone. Okay. So you have to make sure that. So yes, with Jupiter in second house, have your vision, have your grand vision. You don't have to settle. If you find yourself settling, no, go for what you're worth and be willing to expand. Don't rely on have the initial luck factor, but don't rely on it. Okay. You have to use it to your advantage. All right. So yes, this has been Jupiter in second house. I'm your girl, Butterfly Light.